and extensive PowerPoint presentations. He has been advocating compiling a cultural atlas of Tamilnadu, which would be location-specific collection of all data for each village or town. He co-founded Tamil Heritage Group to take heritage to people, which organizes monthly lecture programs. His research being developed in the vicinity of Chennai. This involves designing gardens as thematic heritage groups, so showcasing Indian art and craft in buildings and public places, etc. He has toured South India and made a study of Jain heritage culture, particularly Siththannavasal. We would request the speaker to continue.
Or in English. I would prefer to speak in Tamil.
Oh,
unless there are people here who do not know Tamil.
Tamil and English. We can combine. Yes.
Students, the explanation then or later. Okay? Thank you for giving me an opportunity. First, some disclaimer. Basically, born in a place called Pudukkottai. I wanted to study more about Pudukkottai. My mother tongue is Tamil, so I would like to read more about the Tamil, understand Tamil culture. I am an Indian, so I would like to know about India and Indian culture. I am a human being, so I want to know about everything around. So, anything that I am saying here, it is from a personal perspective. By the way, as you know, I am by profession an engineer. I am a teacher, a professor in mechanical engineering. But when people ask me, what did you take interest in it? I am a human being. I would like to take interest in our heritage. That's all. That is the end of it. So, I am now the department suggested. The first one would be on the monuments of Siththannavasal. And one among the very important aspects of Siththannavasal happens to be the paintings it contains. And the paintings, as you can see from any other place or any other heritage site, they are all disappearing or being damaged. So the second part would be how to preserve the priceless paintings in Siththannavasal, which are considered to be second only in importance to Ajantha painting, which is the foremost in the country. So these are the two things. And I am told that there is going to be in between a cup of tea. Yes. Am I right? So the first part, now we start. The second part will be post-tea. Siththannavasal garde ellarum anegama Tamilnadu irukkonga avvalavu perukku therinjum. It is a very important site. It is a very important site in Tamil Nadu for various reasons, which I am going to show now. In the light language, understand. It is a small village. There are probably less than 500 people in that village. And it is a very famous archaeological site. Next. The most important archaeological site in Siththannavasal is the Arivar Koil, which is the Jain cave temple. Next. It is renowned for its mural paintings in the Jaina cave temple. These paintings, the I.I.T Pattam garde, Samana Munivargal, 1200 வருஷத்துக்கு 2200 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னால இருந்து ஆரம்பித்தது. From 3rd century BC onwards, the very development of Tamil script. There is beyond this, almost a kilometer away, there is a very peculiar temple called the Navachura cave temple. This is the cave temple. From here onwards, it is the excavated cave. This is the mandapam that has been built slightly in the 20th century. These are simple pillars belonging to the early period of cave temple architecture. And the cave temple was excavated before the 9th century. We do not know when it was actually. Before the 9th century, because there is an inscription belonging to the 9th century which says that there has been repair carried out. That means it has existed before that. Next. This is the cave temple. You have to go up about 100 feet up. You can reach that one. Next. Next. Then let us look at the simple cave and its architecture. About 10 feet by 10 feet. Then there is an Ardha Mandapam. These are the excavated portion of it. This is the pillared veranda, which has been a later addition. During the Ottoman time, this has been added, so that whatever the paintings and the things can be saved. Next. Next. Cave temples, all structural temples, all sculptures were plastered and painted. But over a period of time, if you don't keep them repaired or renovated, they will all be lost. So, entire except for the floor, all other places, the wall, the sculpture, everything was painted, plastered and painted. Next. Pillared veranda. What do you have in the pillared veranda? This is the pillared veranda. It's a later construction in the 20th century by the Protemans of Pudukkottai. It provides much needed protection from rain and sun. Then, if you look at it from there, on the face of the wall, you have an inscription. This inscription next. This inscription mentions the repair and extension of the cave temple by a Jaina Acharya called Ilam Gautaman. And he lived during the period of the Pandya king Srimara Srivallabhan. Because Srimara Srivallabhan is mentioned here, and we know he belongs to the 9th century. We know the 9th century it has been renovated, repaired and renovated. But we have no clue as originally when it was done. So we go on saying that it belongs to a period before the 9th century. Then we have the Ardha Mandapam. Ardha Mandapamla இந்த பக்கமும் ரெண்டு சிலை relief. This is an Acharya, you know it better than I do. And the other end is Parshvanatha with the snake hook. The Ardha Mandapam contained some explicit paintings of which very little is remaining. Then Garbhagriha. The Garbhagriha is a small 10 feet by 10 feet with an entrance over here. Next. What you have on the back wall, what you see here, are 3 relief sculptures almost identical. However, there is some change which I will tell you later. Next. Then we will go for sculpture. There are only 5 sculptures, all in relief in this cave temple. 2 of them are in the Ardha Mandapam, as I have told you, that Jaina Acharya and Parshvanatha. Then the Garbhagriha contains 3 figures in a row on the rear wall. These sculptures are of Jaina Tirthankaras and Acharyas. In the Ardha Mandapam, as I have mentioned to you before, this is on the niche on the southern wall, the figure of Parshvanatha, the 23rd Tirthankara. He is seated cross-legged in the Jaina pose. There is a 5-headed serpent spreading his hood over his head. Next, on the other side, that is the northern side, you have the niche on the northern wall is a figure of Jaina Acharya seated on the same pose. There is a single umbrella over the head of the image, which indicates that it is not yet Tirthankara. Then finally in Garbhagriha. On the back wall of the Garbhagriha are 3 images carved in relief in a row. All of them are in the same Jhana posture. However, the northern and central figures are Mukkuda. So they are Tirthankaras. And the one on the other one is an Acharya. These are the only 5 relief sculptures in the cave. Now we come to the most important, namely the painting. Since we are talking about paintings, we may as well go for the history of the paintings. Paintings in India. Earliest மரபு வழியான ஓவியம்னு சொல்லும்போது நமக்கு முதல்ல கிடைச்சது Ajantha. Ajantha from the 2nd century BC till the 6th century AD. These are the earliest paintings of India and perhaps the best paintings of India too. And Siththannavasal and Ajantha painting are the munnodi for everything that is Indian painting. Next. Then we have in Kanchipuram the Pallavas. The Pallavas painted in Kanchipuram, Panamalai and so on. Many places they are painted. Very little painting is now left. Panamalai நீ வந்து ஒரு பார்க்கலாம். பார்வதி வந்து அதுல என்ன the subjects are Samavasarana of the Jain mythology. A few solo pictures which include the dancing damsels, birds, floral decorations and various carpet canopy designs. நீங்க இதெல்லாம் பார்க்கலாம். Almost 70% of what existed before in Siththannavasal is lost. From what little remains, we can deduce that it contains Samavasarana, various floral decorations, birds, animals and so on. Originally the entire cave temple, including the floor, including the sculptures, were covered with the plaster and painted. Only traces of these now extant. All these paintings, which would rank among the great paintings of India, are barely visible now, mainly due to vandalism in the last 50-60 years. நம்ம போய் அழிச்சு இயற்கையா அழிச்சதை விட நம்ம ஜாஸ்தி அழிச்சோம். அதுவும் நான் சின்ன வயசுல பார்த்ததுக்கும் இப்ப நான் இப்போ பார்க்கறதுக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப விதம் இருக்கு, ரொம்ப டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கும். சுப்ரபாலன் சார் சொல்றாரு. The Jaina site and its paintings were first noticed by a local historian Radhakrishnan in 1960. The layer painting which we see today and admire is probably the work of Elangausamman, 9th century lady mentioned in the inscription. These are some of the earliest frescoes of South India and the only example of early Jaina frescoes. எவ்வளவு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இந்தியன் ஆர்ட்ல அதை நம்ம எவ்வளவு கேர்லெஸ்ஸா இருந்துட்டோங்கிறது ரொம்ப வருத்தமான செய்தி. கொஞ்சம் மேல தூக்க முடியல. A number of lotus in various stages of flowering is the Samavasarana painting. In Jainism, where worship of great souls occupies an important place, Tirthankaras are the most venerated religious prophets. One of the 5 important events in the life of a Tirthankara is the first sermon after attaining the Kevala Jnana in a specially designed complex called Samavasana, Jaina temples. The scene depicted in the Adha Mandapam is a lotus tank, which is a part of the Samavasarana complex. In this second region called Khatika Bhumi, here we see the Bhavyas, the good ones, rejoice while washing themselves as they pass on from the region to region in order to hear the discourse of the Lord in the heavenly pavilion of Samavasana. In the lotus tank, paint. And the painting வந்து புரிஞ்சிக்கிறதுக்காக land diagram கொடுத்திருக்கேன். This land diagram is drawn by C. Sivaramam. With their stalks and leaves, various kinds of fishes frolicking, a magara mythical fish, buffaloes, elephants and numerous birds are shown with simplicity, charm and naturalness. That is the classical view. One part of it, you have 2 people gathering flowers. One and 2. He is darker, he is lighter. And he is carrying the flowers that he has collected. And the flowers are on one hand, on one shoulder he is keeping Ali, that is lily. On the other one he is keeping lotus. The difference is shown not only in the flower but also on the stalk. You can see this stalk with a small thorn, which means one is picking lotus flower with the right hand and has a basket of flowers slung on the other. The basket of patana ரொம்ப மாடான கூட lotusக்கும் அலிக்கு உள்ள வித்தியாசம் நன்னாவே இங்கே தெரியும். The other one, the third Bhavya is extremely beautiful figure, carries a bunch of lotus on his left shoulder, and Ali, lily on the other shoulder. These figures are naked except for the loincloth. The hair is neatly arranged and the lobes of the ear are distinctive. எவ்வளவு அழகா இருக்கு.